All right. Good morning. Good morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time. So hopefully, I'm trying this microphone, or the lavalier mic. Hopefully, it's going to work for us here. Dun, dun, dun. Where are we going here? Get this guy out of there. Oh, crap. Come on. There we go. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Pen site, where you at? It's recording. To share screen soon. Right, pen site. June 30th. You guys are doing fantastic wherever you guys are on this recording, on this live products. You guys can't see me. You can't see what I'm doing. Let's see here. Turn off camera, share your screen. Yes, please. Go to products, my pin site. All right, products. Dun, dun, dun. Get clarity. Where are we going here? 7-day mini course. Stop sharing. No, we are still sharing. Lesson number 2, overcoming self-doubt. Here, I gotta be able to see myself here. There we go. Overcoming self-doubt. It's not gonna work. I gotta move this. Oh, that's cool. All right. So overcoming self-doubt. Self-doubt is one of the biggest roadblocks of any fitness journey. It sneaks into your thoughts, making you question your ability to improve, stay consistent, or even begin in the first place. Many people struggle with fear of failure, worrying that they won't be able to keep up with a program or that past failed attempts mean they're destined to fail again. Others compare themselves to those who are further along in their fitness journey, making them feel like they'll never measure up. But the truth is, every single person starts somewhere, and progress is built one step at a time. The only way to truly fail is to stop trying. It is Your fitness journey is not a straight arrow. It's going to be the peaks and valleys. It's going to be defining what works for your body type, for your habits, um, for the daily actions that you take and you don't take that will contribute to your overall success. On the previous video here we were talking about was the Michael Jordan story. But yeah, no, self doubt is the biggest roadblock, right? So self doubt, thinking that I can't do this, that I cannot be fit, that I cannot be the person who I was when I was in university. I cannot be uh, that fit individual who was pain free, who didn't have a lower back issue, or didn't have a knee issue, or their posture, or kids running around. I am not that person who I was prior to this. But that mindset, that inner dialogue that you have of saying that you can't, you will the world around you will prove that you are correct. The world around you will prove that you are right. I know it says don't compare yourself to other people on their fitness journey. Yeah, I'm not going to compare it to myself to my previous self or to another person who's winning full contact fights, who is winning competitions. They're on their journey. The only power I do have is myself today and the actions that I choose. Where was I going with this? So basically, what I'm trying to say is that the mindset and silencing your self doubt will solidify your chances for success. That's what I'm saying. I am saying that if you look for obstacles, there'll be plenty there. If you look for opportunities when and where I can make sure that I succeed in achieving my fitness goal, plenty will show up. But the question remains, how can I be motivated to do such actions? What if I lose my motivation? What if that I do fail? Failure is a lesson. It is not ingrained into your heart, into your soul, into the person that you are. Failure is just a feedback to your action that you took prior to achieving that result. So if something did not work, there are 1,001 ways to make that happen. There are 1,001 ways to make sure that you are successful. It is a science approach, a science test. It is a checklist of what you think will work for you, and you test it out. Like becoming a father, becoming a mother. You have the idea, you have what you've learned from others, what the books may say, but you have to live that journey. You have to live in that. I don't want to say persona, but because being a father, being a mother, you are that person now. That is part of who you are. That is those A good or bad parent will have certain skill sets and actions, and of course, verbiage that will guide their life to fulfill that status, to fulfill that persona, that label, that characteristic. That what am I trying to say here? I'm kind of losing myself. That's okay though. That's all right. Then lessons learned on it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is what you believe, who you become, and the action that you will take. Self doubt is nothing but air that can limit you, or that can um, propel you to something more. So self doubt, listen to it, acknowledge it, put it aside. If that self doubt will capture you into that state of inaction, it will capture you. It will cage you to your limited opportunities that you will have. As soon as you silence that self doubt and realize that deep in your heart that you can become the fittest, that you strongest, the healthiest, the best version of who you are today, that is the ideal. That is the mindset that you want to have. You want to create a body, a spirit, a heart that is unstoppable. Not unstoppable in the sense of ego, not in the sense in the essence of better than another person. You want to be the the best version at whatever age. I am 42 right now. Now I want to be the best. Uh, um, I want to. I want to be better than I was yesterday, last year, 10 years. My journey will never end. The only journey, even knock on wood, even when I go up to the pearly gates, heavenly willing, that I will continue to improve, continue to adapt and learn as I go along. That is what we have to become, is the person who is constantly learning and adapting, so others can see that if this person with this background, with that skill set or lack thereof, made it that far and has the capacity to achieve what they strive for, and that gives hope for another person that's a couple of chapters behind me, um, then that is one of the points as well, is to, yes, to achieve your fitness, to achieve to strengthen your knees, to make sure that you can run, that you can beat your previous marathon running, or even your ultra marathon. It is showing yourself that you can silence self-doubt, that you can silence the naysayers, right? Negative self-talk is often automatic, but the good news is that you can rewire your thoughts and build self-belief. Just like repetitions in the gym, just like running your laps, just like hitting the pickleball, you are creating a pathway into your mind, into the body, that you can do this. You can rewire your inner dialogue and your thoughts and build self-belief that is unstoppable, that is capable, that you are one repetition away from unlocking a new inner strength. The key is to catch, challenge, and change these thoughts. Be aware of your thought processes throughout the day. What they say 90,000 similar thoughts a day, the very same thing as yesterday. So making sure, maybe perhaps you have to, I definitely highly recommend. I think one of the tools here is to write down your goals, write down who you want to become, write down the person, write down who Ryan is, and work backwards. Who is Ryan? Ryan is a kind individual. Ryan is constantly learning, wanting to be the fittest he has ever been, and to share others the story, the the steps to become better. The next time you hear yourself say, I am too out of shape to do this, pause. As soon as you hear yourself say, I am too out of shape to do this, pause and ask, is this really true? What proof do I have that I can't improve? More often than not, you will realize that doubt is just a mental barrier, not a reality. Instead, reframe the thought, everyone starts somewhere. I am showing up, and that's what matters. Everyone starts somewhere. I am showing up, and that's what matters. I had one client back in the day. She had a car accident and was in the process of rehab, rebuilding her strength. I believe was it her knee or back? I can't recall. But when we were talking about progress, or we're talking about her journey and how she's feeling, and you know what she said? I am here in this session to work as much as I can. As long as I'm working towards this goal, I am happy. I'm better than I was. I'm, of course, paraphrasing off this, but the essence of what she was saying is that I am here and I am doing what I can. That's what counts. I may not be injury. I may not be, fully recovered, but I'm still working at what I can. I'm still working at what I have today for my capacity to build that strength. Studies in health psychology show that those who use positive self-talk during workouts not only improve endurance, but also perceive their workouts as easier. This means that by simply shifting your mindset, you can make your fitness journey feel more achievable and enjoyable. Right? So it is, the positive self-talk, that you have to be that coach. No one's going to come in and save you. No one's going to come in and give you the life that you dreamed of. Some are very lucky, right? But what comes quick exits quick. So you build daily habits, you build that strength, that foundation that is deep rooted, that is built on solid ground, not a sandcastle. Okay, so your action step for for the next 24 hours, each time you catch a negative thought about fitness. Remember, this is, what we're trying to do is the 7-day jumpstart. We're trying to build upon the the path that you can work on and build on each week. So when you have a negative thought about fitness, Write it down and reframe it. Write it down. Write it down and reframe it into a positive action. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. All right. So here's some journaling. Like I said, journaling prompts for overcoming self-doubt. Use these prompts to reflect on your mindset, identify patterns of self-doubt, and reframe negative thoughts into empowering beliefs. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes each day to write honestly and without judgment. Identifying self-doubt patterns. What negative thoughts about fitness or my abilities come up most often? For example, I always quit before I see results. There is that old parable or that old story of the gold miner who's constantly working, and then just before he reaches gold, he gives up. And the next person who goes for this gold mining expedition, one action and he's there. So don't quit before you see results. As long as you keep putting in, keep depositing into your fitness bank account, it will compound, it will develop, it will become your result of achieving your fitness success. Another one here. Where do these doubts come from? Are they based on facts or just past experiences? If we've never experienced the life that we want, our mind, our brain wants to go with what's comfortable. And sometimes comfort is actually our stress state. I'm going on a tangent here, but we become addicted or become um, accustomed to high stress, to sadness, to depression, because our brain wants to reserve its fuel output, so to speak. So if I'm constantly thinking of me being negative, of me being living a life unhealthy lifestyle, my body, my brain will wire into this path. So are these based on past experiences or true facts? For example, I struggled with consistency before, but that doesn't mean I can't improve now. That doesn't mean I can't improve. I may have failed thousands of times before this, but now having this community, now having tools that, like journaling, I can overcome my barriers that I've once experienced in the past. What is one small piece of evidence that proved this doubt is false? I completed a program in the past, even if it wasn't perfect. What wins can I think back that I've overcome with school, with stress, with personal gains, with monetary gains? Number two, reframing negative self talk. Write down one limiting belief you've had about fitness. Reframing, I'm not strong enough to do bodyweight exercises. I can't do a full plank. I can't do a push up. I can't do a pull up. Baby step, modify the plank, modify the push up, do wall push ups. Pull ups, use bands. Sorry, not bands. For pull ups, that was, yeah, that's another story, but for more elaboration on, but one step at a time. You don't get to a full marathon with one run. You build upon it. Baby step it. Reframing negative self-talk. Number 2B. How can I challenge this belief? What proof do I have that I can improve? I've done push-ups before. I just need to build strength gradually. All right, so we have more here that you can go through. Daily reflection, progress over perfection. What is one thing I did well today, no matter how small? At the end of the day, I know there's Brian Tracy, one of the sales uh, authors, suggests to do at the end of the day recap of what you've done and what do you plan on do tomorrow. All right. So as you sleep, you will process what you've done, and then you'll also process of what needs to be done for the next day. Your thoughts shape your actions. The more you practice catching, challenging, and changing negative self-talk, the more confident and committed you'll feel. All right, so go through the exercises, write down, do your journals. Have the body, the person that you want to become on the front of your mind. All right, team. Don't forget to check in. Don't forget to do the work, the exercises. Reach out to us on the membership portal here. All right, guys and gals. Bye.